Hi Pisces, and welcome to your weekly tarot reading. I'm Celtic Gaia Tarot, and welcome to my channel. So okay, you've got a mixed bag this week, Pisces. I do know you've got an eclipse in your sign at the end of the week, which makes sense because you've got the moon at the end of the week. So okay, let's have a look at what's going on. Your crowning card is the King of Cups, which is very, very paralleled with Pisces, the additional guidance card. I always find the King of Cups is the master of his emotions, which is pretty, he's stable, secure, grounded, just incredibly stabilized within the sea of his emotions, basically. If you can see, he sits on his thrones on top of an ocean, so he's got solid footing on his emotional world, and that's pretty wonderful because it really resonates with the peace card there, doesn't it? The foundation, you've got a Knight of Wands, very different quality of energy. I mean, this could be a part of you galloping forward into your future, excited, full of, being dynamic, just full of life force, or it could be someone you know, fire signs, or someone who's got a lot of the fire element. But with the rest of the cards, there's a good chance this is you galloping forward, Pisces, just taking that wand and going forward. You've got mastery of your emotions. You're not controlled by the ups and downs as much this week, although there's a bit of difficulty towards the end. There's a sense of, no, I'm in charge and I'm going forward. So lovely. But let's see what the rest of the cards bring. You've got the Ace of Swords combined with the Eight of Discs, and the aces are always complete new beginnings. So this is a sense of it's in a sense of getting a bit of mastery over your thinking. So to get mastery over your emotions, you need to get mastery over your mind. So you're not being as dominated by, is it the monkey mind, they call it? It seems to me that you've got focus, you've got direction. A lot of that focus seems to be going into your work. This is the Craftsman's card. He's definitely a worker here, so it tends to be you're putting a lot of focus into your work life this week, at the beginning of the week, Pisces here, which is lovely. We move on to the Six of Cups, which is paired with the Eight of Cups. So the Six of Cups has got multiple meanings. It can mean, the childhood sweethearts, reminiscing over the past. So for many, it actually could be reminiscing of the past, because it's paired with the Eight of Cups. So it's the Eight of Cups is walking away from something. And the Eight of Cups means there's no cup spill, there's no great loss, but there's a sense of not getting your emotional satisfactions met through your present situations and having to look for more. This is the sense I get here, Pisces. That sense of there has to be something more for me. And again, this would reflect that Knight of Wands who's just going forward. He's out there searching for something. And there's a sense of that Eight of Cups is doing the same. And paired with the Six of Cups, some of you could be reminiscing over the golden times of the past, or some of you could be returning to a childhood home. It could be something like that, or it's definitely a sense of shutting one door. But this is also a sense of completion. The Sixes can mean a reunion within yourself, so coming back to a sense of emotional happiness and emotional mastery again. And sometimes when we come back to that place, that's, you know, that sense of, oh my gosh, I feel myself again. And then you remember what it's like to feel okay and feel satisfied. And this might cause you to walk away from your present circumstances to search for that lost happiness again. You know, there's never a sense, Pisces, that if we're not happy with what we have, that we have to change it. We have to either look for something more, and often we have to leave things behind. I think for many Pisces, this could be a child going off to college, and the grief that brings, and the reminiscing over the times that he's had. So for some Pisces, this can be really, really relevant. It's going to play out different for everyone. But for some, a child could definitely be setting off in their own life adventure, and as they're having to say goodbye here. I'm feeling quite emotional, sorry. We then carry on to the 10 of Discs. Great card for money. Could represent inheritance. Just been, you know, it's financial abundance. If you're waiting for money, if you're waiting for news of a job, this is just an absolutely fantastic sign here, which is absolutely great. It's just good all round financial news, which is helping you feel more stable in your life, more content, more at peace. It's paired with 3 of Swords, which is not quite as a happy card. I mean, the 3 of Swords points to heartbreak and a bit of emotional depression. But for whoever, there's either a loss here of a person, like a child going off to college, or there's a sense of some Pisces wanting to end something, which will always lead to a sense of heartbreak, even if we are the ones doing the leaving or wanting to leave. There's a loss of dreams, and there's a loss of stability for one thing, but there's definitely a break here, Pisces, for some of you, and a loss. And the ending card is a 9 of Swords paired with the Moon card, which does make sense because there's going to be, you know, it's an eclipse at the end of the week. I think it's the 18th or the 19th, so it's right at the end of the week. I should have checked first. So it seems to be that there's a lot of fears coming up here. The 9 of Swords is the fear card, so we fear about the future. I think it's when we fear the future, it's because it's old wounds of the past coming up to haunt us. And the Moon sort of points to there could be a lot of uncertainty going on at the moment in your life. But it makes sense if there is change going on, because some of you are wanting to walk away from something, or some of you have someone walking away or going to start a new chapter in their lives. And that's always going to have fear and uncertainty around it, always. It's impossible not to, you know. I think there's definitely some Pisces saying goodbye to their children this month. And then we fear that it's that mind the gap. As soon as there's a gap, the fear just floods in. But what it's saying here is most of these fears are really unfounded. And because it's the Moon, the good thing about the Moon card is they pass pretty quickly. It could be a night, maybe 2 nights, that these fears come up. And it's definitely, it could be actually fear for your, around your own circumstances, Pisces, if you're choosing to walk away from something. There's not any other cards, you know, you haven't got the Death cards, you haven't got other ending cards. But there's a sort of sense here of something in your life's not being totally fulfilled. You're not being fulfilled at one point, one place in your life, Pisces, and you're being urged to search for something more. And again, even though you've got this and this fear, these are in the mind. Emotionally, there's no cups been spilt here, so there's not a sense of. It's not a sense of emotional loss. It's more a sense of sort of mental angst, mental worry, you know, that sort of thing that's been that's happening around this full moon. For some, I'm going to say it because it'll be, you know, for some Pisces, this could be a three-way relationship, and a lot of fear and uncertainty and pain is being caused for it. There's no way, I can't say it, I've seen it too many times, this card going up when it's a triangular relationship. I can't see it, Pisces, and if it is you that's involved in it, you're walking away from it because you wouldn't get the King of Cups. There's a sense for whoever the three-way relationship speaks to, there's a sense it's going to end, and that's how you're getting the King of Cups and peace, and you're walking away from something, or it's a triangular relationship. Of course it's going to cause fear. Change always causes fear. And for any of you mums or dads whose children are off to college, just, I'm feeling it, actually. And you feel the worry for them. Why don't you look up there, signs, and just a quick reading about what's coming up for them. Okay, Pisces, sorry, this is a bit all over the place reading. It's such a confusing reading. You can contact me in my about section. I'll always try and reply to your comment. We need some more feedback. And I wish you luck, Pisces. But don't forget, the King of Cups and peace. That's a crowning card. And you're going forward. This is forward motion. Seems to be causing you a bit of anxiety. And I think that's his human nature. We fear the unknown, and we crave the certainty of the past. Okay, Pisces, I'll be posting the monthlies in a few days, so look out for them. Okay, bye.